Hello, Internet friends and family. Today is Friday, November 22nd, 2013, the 50th anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, which I will talk about in a minute here. Yeah, so it's lunchtime. It's raining lightly. It poured this morning. It's kind of been on and off, and we're going to have rain for the next couple of days. It's been a wild and wacky morning here at the University of Arizona. We had a power outage. First, it was like part of the power went out. Like certain things in the building, in the office, were gone as far as power, and then other things were still full blast. So then they said, we need you to shut down the computers because we're operating on battery backup. And then everything went out. And they're like, go file, when they told us to shut down the computers. They're like, do filing. There's no filing anymore. So that was crazy. It was out for about an hour. And now it's probably been on about 2 hours. And the heaters in the building are running full blast. And they have not shut off since the power came back on. So it's quite warm in there. It's not that cold outside. It's around 60. So that's interesting. I did want to talk about the day that President Kennedy was assassinated and my memories from that day and that time period. I was in the 2nd grade and I was attending elementary school. I was at school at Linden Elementary in Linden, Utah. And what I remember from that day is the teachers being kind of hysterical and crying and saying that President Kennedy had been shot and that the teachers were crying and not really understanding what was going on, but just having the adults be so upset, that was kind of upsetting to me as a child. And also what I remember is, now mind you, TVs were, just coming out, and we only had probably 1 or 2, maybe 3 channels at the most, but that was all that was on TV, was the coverage of the assassination, all the week's events through the funeral, the procession to the cemetery. I just remember that was the only thing on TV. There was no cartoons, no Beverly Hillbillies, nothing else, just that. And that was kind of unprecedented, I think, at that time, and obviously even in today's world that doesn't happen except for rare events like 9/11. So that's what I remember. I remember, like, when they went to church, all the women had to wear these veils over their faces in the Catholic Church and not understanding what that was about. So, yeah, and then I remember obviously studying it throughout school. But, yeah, so that's my recollection of the day 50 years ago today. There's a book that I want to review, Mrs. Kennedy and Me, written by Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent who was with the motorcade, who was Mrs. Kennedy's personal Secret Service agent, who was the one who climbed onto the back of the limousine after President Kennedy was shot. And just kind of a behind-the-scenes look perspective from his view, which apparently that's been tough to deal with for him, as I can imagine it would be. So anyway, that's it. Enjoying the rain for a change, and the rainy weekend, and we will see what the weekend brings. So have a good one. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.